They called him Deno, the boy with the crab foot. His twisted leg made him the monster of the village children's nightmares. Whenever little ones cried at night, mothers warned them, "Keep quiet or Deno will come for you." And silence would fall, born out of fear of the so-called creature. But Deno was not his real name. Nobody cared to ask what it was, not even his friends. Slowly, he forgot his true identity and began to answer to the cruel nickname. When the teacher asked him in class to state his name for the register, he croaked in a strange, swamp-like voice. "My name is Deno." The teacher wrote it down, and the children roared with laughter. They laughed at his voice, at his limp, at every little thing he did. Yet, in Deno's heart, all he longed for was acceptance. Deno had only two friends in the world, Moti and Tendo. Together, the three boys spent their days chasing the thrill of games, especially football. Even when the scorching sun burned the dusty field or the chilly wind swept across the village, they kept playing. Deno was always pushed into the role of goalkeeper. He wasn't the best, nor the worst, but he guarded the goal with wide legs and determined eyes. Moti, quick and cunning, often sent the ball slipping between those legs, bursting into laughter at Deno's expense. Tendo joined in the jokes, though he laughed softer than Moti. Still, they were his only companions. Other times, the boys raced across the fields, and Deno, slow and dragging, always came last. Moti claimed victory, Tendo followed second, and Deno bore the ridicule. Yet, without knowing it, each insult, each challenge, each defeat was forging Deno's strength in body, mind, and spirit. One afternoon, Moti and Tendo tricked Deno. They told him they were going to visit a friend and urged him to come along. Deno, eager for company, followed without hesitation. They led him to a sprawling mango tree in an open field, its shade cool and inviting. "Wait here," they said as they climbed up, leaving Deno happily sitting below, enjoying the breeze from the river. Soon, ripe mangoes disappeared into their mouths, while rotten ones rained down on Deno. Instead of getting angry, he simply ate what was thrown his way. But the laughter died the moment they spotted the furious owner of the tree marching toward them, stick in hand. Moti and Tendo leapt down and fled, shouting, "Run, Deno, run!" He tried, but his crippled leg betrayed him. The man's stick landed hard on his back. Meanwhile, Moti and Tendo escaped unharmed, mocking, "Your legs are useless!" On a blazing hot afternoon, Moti hatched a wicked plan. "Let's go swimming," he told Tendo, "and this time we'll take Deno with us." Tendo hesitated, but he's not a good swimmer. Moti smirked. "That's the point. We'll drown him for fun." Though uneasy, Tendo eventually agreed. They found Deno sitting alone behind the granary and lured him to the river with smiles and false promises. The cool water shimmered invitingly, and soon all three were splashing in delight. Then Moti leaned close to Tendo and whispered, "Now." With sudden cruelty, he shoved Deno's head under the water. Panic surged through Deno as the river filled his lungs. But desperation awoke his hidden strength. Though his legs were weak, his arms were powerful. In a swift, startling move, he grabbed Moti's legs, flipped him, and pinned him underwater like a crocodile. The hunter had become the hunted. Moti thrashed desperately beneath the water, his laughter gone, replaced by sheer terror. Deno's grip was iron, his eyes blazing with a strange, glassy fury, as though nature itself had awakened within him. Tendo, frozen in shock, scrambled out of the riverbank, too frightened to help. At last, Deno released Moti, who burst to the surface coughing, having swallowed more river water than he could bear. Shaking like a leaf, Moti staggered to shore, his arrogance drowned with him. The river seemed to roar in triumph, its waves mocking his cowardice, while the birds above sang Deno's unlikely victory. For the first time, Moti and Tendo saw him not as weak, but as powerful, dangerous even. Deno, smiling faintly, whispered, "You started it." That day they learned a painful truth. The weak, too, can rise. But this was only the beginning. The story of the river spread like wildfire through the village and into the schoolyard. Children who once mocked Deno now whispered his name with awe. They no longer called him the Crab-Foot Boy, but gave him a new title, Crocodile Man, the boy who could wrestle a friend underwater and survive. Moti, once so arrogant, walked quietly, still trembling from the memory, while Tendo could not meet Deno's eyes. Laughter that had once followed Deno like a curse now turned against his tormentors. Teachers noticed the shift too, and even the boldest bullies stepped back. For the first time, Deno felt the warmth of respect. Yet deep inside, he knew this was only one battle in a larger war. Life would test him again, harder, deeper, in ways he could not yet imagine.